here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on when or where you're watching this from. And welcome, finally, to our unboxing of the Amazon Japan exclusive Digimon card game Starter Decks 9 and 10 unboxing. I've said that a few times already. So this is the Imperial Darmon and Masquerade starter deck set. If you pre-ordered through Amazon Japan, you could get both decks in this box, and it came with an extra few goodies. So we're going to go through the Imperial Darmon deck, then we're going to go through the Masquerade deck, and we'll touch on each of the cards as we go. Effects will be on screen, but I will talk about them as we, look at each card. So our recording setup is a bit different than normal. I think you'll agree, even for this channel. I'm making do with the situation I'm in at the moment, and it's all, I'm kind of enjoying it. This sort of setup where, I'm on camera and I've got this and I can talk to you guys rather than just being a face behind a microphone. I don't know, maybe you guys prefer that. Let me know in the comments down below, but do of course be sure to subscribe. Right. So let's get into it. Our box, we've got the Digimon card game logo, we've got Imperial Darmon and Masquerade, then we've got another artwork of Imperial Darmon, we've got another artwork of Masquerade, and then just the usual nothing on the back. So why is this Amazon exclusive? Well, opening it up, we have our insert of what's included. So I won't go through this because it's all going to be here anyway. We get 2 Playmats, one for the Masquerade deck and one for the Imperial Darmon deck. Since we're starting with the Imperial Darmon deck, let's open this playmat first. And my temptation to look at the big screen while I'm doing this is going to sort of override that I should be looking into the camera, because I'll obviously have the 2 cameras running, so I do apologize. So opening, I'll just set this to the side for a moment and show you guys the Imperial Darmon playmat. So that is one side of it. So of course you have where your deck goes, your trash pile, your Digitama, your raising area, your security, and your battle area. You've got the memory gauge along the top. And if you flip it over, then you've got this really cool artwork of Dino Beamon and Paeldraman, and the layout is the same because obviously, the game mat doesn't change. Pretty cool. One thing I did notice when getting the English version of the All Force Vmon and Dukemon starter decks was that the English versions didn't include the custom playmats that came with the Japanese versions of those decks. So when these decks do eventually get announced in English, I don't think these are going to be coming with them. So just to sort of give you a heads up in advance. So opening up the Masquerade playmat, Masquerade. That was a bad joke, and I'm sorry, not sorry. But here we are. So we have this playmat. Now, if you were to buy the decks just in the regular boxes, well, at least for the Japanese versions, you'd get this as well. So we have this really cool artwork of Masquerade here launching off her attack. Then we've got the superimposed version, similar to the Imperial Darmon deck. Flipping it over, then we get some really cool artwork there of Wikimon and Lady Vmon, and it's all of the artwork. It's just TNA, it's just TNA galore, and we're here for that because we support our lesbian angel devil. Look, probably not, but that Cyber Sleuth Masquerade evolution sequence certainly implies some things. So with this then, and not featured in the singular release, then is a pack of card sleeves, and I'll just put these closer up here. You'll see they have artwork then of Masquerade and Imperial Darmon, 60 sleeves, very good. I don't know if it includes Digitama sleeves. I guess we'll find out. So let's have a look here. Does it include Digitama sleeves, or are they all the same? They are all the same. So it's not like the Tamer Evolution box that we got the card sleeves in before. These are just 60 of the same one. There's no Digitama sleeves here, so we shall put these back in their packaging and move on to the decks themselves. So, I understand why it was done this way, but I am kind of not upset or annoyed really, but it is kind of that you don't get the traditional retail boxes for these starter decks, right? So this is the Imperial Darmon starter deck, right? Being covered by 2 blue sheets of, well, paper. It's not even card. It's very thin. Yeah, it's more paper than card. It's very thin. So that's what's protecting the Imperial Darmon deck. And then the same for the Masquerade deck. It's just yellow paper. Then once you lift this out, the box is empty, so you can use it for storage, which is great because once I do this, that's really what's going to happen here. So it's just going to be used for storage, which great. First deck up, and part of what makes this exclusive is there is a promo version of the Imperial Darmon card and the Masquerade card featured in these decks. This artwork is exclusive, which is why you're not going to see it in the regular retail versions, and along with the card sleeves is what made this box worth getting if you were able to. It sold out pretty quick, and when I tried to order, they only allowed 1 per person. So yeah, I wasn't even able to order more than 1 of this, and I didn't really want to go to the effort of setting up a second Amazon Japan account just to try and take stock away from someone else who'd really want the set. So here is our alternate art Imperial Darmon. You'll see that's the artwork featured on the card sleeves, and it's also the artwork featured on the box. This Imperial Darmon art, I believe, will be the art on the main card, but we'll touch on that when we get there. But as you can see, he is both a blue and green Digimon. Oh, the light is not being our friend here, so let's lower. There we go. So he's a dual type blue and green. We're starting to see Jogress come into the game. Really fun. Can also evolve from blue or green. 13 to play normally. 4 costs to evolve up from a perfect level. And he's got 12,000 power. And then the ability for this Imperial Darmon, and this will be the same ability for the Imperial Darmon that we'll see later on in the deck, so do keep that in mind. So this is ST906. His ability is not on the Wikimon. Why? Why is his ability not on the Wikimon? Okay, we will come back to that. It will be edited into the video, but that's quite strange. So then, going back into the deck proper, let me get the card effects up here. Okay, so we have Minomon to start with, which is great because you guys know I love me the Wormmon evolution line. So we've got Minomon here with Leafmon, and he's a level 2 with the inheritable skill that on your turn, as long as you have a blue Digimon in play, this Digimon gets 1000 DP, which is fun. That's really good, and we'll just bring it up to get a better look at the artwork there. Fantastic. Okay, and then we get he's our Digitama. So we get 1, 2, 3, and 4 copies of this card. Then we have our Vmon card, our newest Vmon. I do love the Armadimon in the background. Nice 02 referencing, tying things together, because Booster 08 is going to be very 02 heavy. New hero, I believe it's called. There are some Ghost Game stuff in there, but it is going to be very 02 heavy. We've, at time of recording, we've seen Tamer cards for Willis or Wallace, Oikawa of all people, Iori, Miyako, and Takaru and Hikari from 02. So that's really fun. With Daisuke and Ken getting a dual Tamer card, having gotten singular cards all the way back in Booster 2. So it's fun. Nice to see things being tied together. So you get a proper look at the Vmon art there. He's a blue card, level 3, 0 cost to evolve, but can evolve from a green or blue. So already our Minomon here can evolve up into him for a cost of 0, which is 2000 DP, kind of on the low side, I think. But effect-wise then, what he does is when he's played, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck and add 1 card with the trait or attribute free among those cards to your hand. Return the remaining cards to the bottom of your deck in any order. So yeah, very good, very good. It's obviously plays a lot into this deck, but it's nice that the effect isn't really exclusive to this deck and could work in other ones. Like the Vmon attribute itself is free, so this could work in your other Vmon decks. If you're more of an All Force Paeldraman player, that kind of thing. So good to see. But we do get 1, 2 of those. So yeah, this is a 2 of. So if you want 4. If you want a playset of this card, you're going to have to source a second second starter deck 9. Next up then is Betamon with some really cute artwork. I mean, just look at that. It's adorable. It's not shiny, just light is reflective. But yeah, it's really cute art. He's 4000 DP, level 3, can evolve from a blue or green card. 3 cost to play normally, no ability. So he's our vanilla 4000 DP, and we get 1, 2, 3, 4 of him. Then we have Xmon. Really cool artwork. I do like that Demi Vmon or Chibimon is here, and then we have Paeldraman as well. So that's really fun. I don't really know if they can be seen. Let me just lower down this light a bit more and bring it closer to the camera. So you can see there, just under the evolution requirements, you can see Demi Vmon and Paeldraman. So that's pretty neat, to be fair. And again, sorry, I know I'm looking at the bigger screen, but I am just kind of making sure things are correctly in shot so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. And I'm not, talking like that. What? Anyway, sorry. So Xmon's effect here is, let's have a look then. That's Betamon. He has no ability. So Xmon, his main effect then is when playing this card from your hand, if you have a green Digimon in play, you can reduce the play cost to be paid by 1. So that's really good. So if you have a green Digimon already in play, like a Wormon, I guess, or a Stingmon perhaps, this will go down to 3 and this becomes 1. And that's really good because that's, obviously your memory is important. So that's really good. I do appreciate that. And also then when he's at his inheritable skill is then when he's attacking. If you have a green Digimon in play, he gets the Digimon that this card, whether it's Xmon or if it's evolved, that Digimon gets 1000 DP. So really good. And then again, he is our 1, 2. Oh, we get 3 and 4 of him. Really good, really good. So our first shiny proper of the starter deck. Again, the Imperial Darmon doesn't count. It's a promo. But our first proper shiny then is Paeldraman. And the art is, I think it's pretty badass, chat. I'm not going to lie. The art is pretty dang good. So, let me just get it up for the camera there. So again, he's a dual color. Evolves. Is a 4 cost to play if evolving. 8 cost to play normally, 8,000 DP. Pretty badass artwork, as I've said. And then effect-wise, to Jogress is a 0 cost from blue level 4 and green level 4. Stack both Digimon cards and evolve to the active position. So, when evolving, if you Jogress evolved, choose one opponent's Digimon whose DP is 6,000 or lower and return it to the bottom of the opponent's deck. Ow. Then when it's attacking, once per turn, you can turn this Digimon active, right? So you can unsuspend it, which is pretty dang good, because you can only attack suspended Digimon, if I recall correctly. So if it's active, it can't be attacked by your opponent, which is very good. We like to see it. So if you're Jogressing, it's a 0 cost as long as you're using a blue and green level 4. But when you do evolve, you choose one opponent Digimon of 6,000 points or lower and return it to the bottom of the deck. Pretty dang good, but if you're evolving it just up from a level 4 to a level 5 normally, you pay the evolution cost, but Jogress doesn't cost anything. That's super cool. I really like it. And then, of course, we get 1, 2 of those. So again, if you want more than these two, if you want a playset, which I think you should, because the shiny on the card is really good, but the actual image has this it's got this sort of plasticky feeling to the print on the actual Paeldraman himself. I can't really describe it any more than that. Both the effect text here and the image, they have this plasticky feel to them, and it's very premium. So if even just for collection's sake, I would try and get a playset of this. And since all you have to do is pick up a starter deck, there you go. So moving on then, we do have our 2 level 6s in Imperial Darmon, and this is the regular artwork. You know, as you'll see then, I'll bring the promo back in. So there's 2 of him, the same idea as the Paeldraman card, to be fair, in terms of ability. In terms of sort of card layout. So he's a dual color, but he's like you've got the regular shiny sort of around the border, but the print here is again just this plasticky feel, and it is like and it does everything it can to really accentuate the parts of the artwork that really don't show or, you know, come across as well on camera. Like you can see the Megadeth here, like all glowy, but because of the way the printing is done, it pops in a way in real life, like me looking at it like this, that just really doesn't come across, you know, when showing it to the camera. Maybe this one. You can see, like, yeah, even on that camera, you can see just how much more plasticky it looks, and like the ring light reflecting off it aside, I think the plasticness on the Digimon itself really does sort of, for lack of a better term, shine through. So, and no, it's not a coincidence that I've got Wormon in the background while I'm talking about an Imperial Darmon deck. That is not a coincidence. Wormon is my favorite, so I love this deck just as a point. So, pretty good. It's a shame the effect isn't on the wiki for what it actually does. That is a load of bollocks. So I'm gonna see. We're doing it live, pal. I'm just gonna see if I can grab the effect from another resource. So, it is a Digivolve cost of 4 when evolving from green or blue, 13 to play normally, 12,000 DP. And then its ability is, when Digivolving, you may play one level 4 or lower blue Digimon card and or one level 4 or lower green Digimon card from this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying their memory costs. So that's kind of stupid and fun. So when you play this, you can pull a level 4 green or blue card from the Digivolution stack and then just put it back into play without paying that card's memory cost. So for level 4 then, so far the only level 4 we've looked at is Vmon, but you know, if there's a Stingmon in here as well, like, you're going to be able to pull those from the Digivolution pile, the two of them, because it does say and play them simultaneously. That's really good, and that just gives you more attack strength, because, you know, Imperial Darmon's already beefy on 12,000, and you're going to pull out 2 at least 4,000 DP monsters to go alongside it. So that's pretty cool, Joker. Can't believe I did that. Feel icky. So moving on then to the next card then, I think that's Cogabuterimon, which is fun. It's nice to see Cogabuterimon. And then I think that is, yeah, that's Blitzmon or Beetlemon from Tamers there. Not Tamers, Frontier in the background. Let's bring the card. It doesn't really show on the camera there, but he is there. Because that's a beast evolution form for Blitzmon, if I recall correctly. So, good to see it. But what does it do, AJ? What does it do? That's the important thing. So it's a level 3. Interesting. Oh, so is it Blitzmon? Cogabuterimon evolves into Blitzmon if you do the Frontier evolutions as a chain? Weird. Anyway, as for what it does, my friends, as for what it does. Cogabuterimon, on your opponent's turn, as long as you have a blue Digimon in play, this Digimon gains Blocker. Wait, oh, that's good. Okay. So when the opponent's Digimon performs an attack, if this Digimon is in the active position, you may rest this Digimon or suspend it and change the target of the attack to this Digimon. So if your opponent tries for a security attack, this has Blocker. You just set the card or tap it, whatever you prefer. If you're whatever card game you're coming from, you just set it and there you go. Your opponent has to attack this because it's blocked the attack on your security stack. Really good. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 of those. Our next level 3 is my best boy, my friend, my partner. I love him so. Here we do have Wormon. Look at him. He's adorable. He's the best. He is the best. Look at him there. Look at him over there. He is the best. Look, I love Wormon, okay? I'm not ashamed of that. I love my Wormon. As for what Wormon's ability is in the game, so as you can see, 3,000 DP, 3 cost to play normally, 0 cost to evolve. And he is an inheritable skill that on the end of your turn, you may Jogress evolve this Digimon with another of your Digimon in play into a Digimon card from your hand by paying the cost. What? So you can Jogress this into with another of your cards in play by paying the cost. Now that's interesting because we've seen on Paeldraman that if you Jogress from 2 level 4s, there is no cost. So how does evolution cost work if you're Jogressing from level 3? I'm actually not sure how that works. Like, do you play the cost here that would be on Paeldraman? So if we bring Paeldraman back, I presume that's what you do. So if I have Vmon on the field, for example, and then I play Wormmon, I can Jogress Wormmon with Xmon, presumably, by paying the cost of 4, and that will let me just bypass needing Stingmon and just making the two of them together. If I'm interpreting that right, that's pretty cool. I actually do like that. So it does mean that Jogress isn't completely free, and by doing it earlier than you're supposed to, that there is some cost or risk, I guess, involved in it, and Jogress just isn't free summons. So with Wormon, then we get 1, 2, 3, and 4 of him. Then, look at Stingmon. Look at him. He's so cool. He's just Kamen Rider Black, but look at him. He's amazing. Anyway, Stingmon. Cool. So, Stingmon here. Level 4. 4,000. Okay. 2 cost to evolve. 4 to play normally, can evolve from green or blue. Has 2 abilities, a main effect, and an inheritable skill. So, let's have a look then. Stingmon. When playing this card from its main effect is, when playing this card from your hand, if you have a blue Digimon in play, reduce the play cost to be paid by 1. And then its inheritable skill is that when it's attacking, if you have a blue Digimon in play, you draw 1 card from your deck. I like both of those effects. This does temper well with the Vmon effect, which was basically this, but for green Digimon. By playing this card from your hand, reduce the play cost by 1 if you've got a green on the field. So I do like that the effects complement each other, as they should, because you're trying to get the two level 4s out as quickly as you can to be able to Jogress into Paeldraman and then evolve up into Imperial Darmon. So I do like that the effects complement each other. And then we get 2, 3, 4 Stingmon. Then we have Sneemon, or Sneemon, whatever your preferred way of referring to him is. 4,000 power, 2 to evolve from a green only, or 6 to play normally. This artwork of him attacking a Tentomon who's saving a Kunemon is pretty neat. Although I do like the Stingmon artwork because he's basically a Kamen Rider. There's a very elemental hero feel to his card that I do appreciate, just from my old Yu-Gi-Oh days. Yeah, I was the elemental hero player. I enjoyed that deck type very much. But I do enjoy Stingmon's just elemental hero, Kamen Rider, Sentai aesthetic. So, but anyway, Sneemon. So he has a security effect. So if he's flipped up on your security stack, after the battle ends, play this card without playing its cost. That's fair. Yeah, we've seen that security effect a billion times by now. And then when played, you rest one of your opponent's. So that's cool. You just get to suspend something after when this comes into play, which is fun because then you could potentially just go straight for the security attack yourself if your opponent only has 1 monster out. So that's neat. We get 2 of him. Yeah. Then we get to Dino Beamon, who is our second shiny, 3rd Imperial Darmon, but his shininess is not as good as Paeldraman or Imperial Darmon's. His just is shiny cardstock. There's no plastic feel on him, as far as the quality of the card goes. It's quite shiny, as you can see there, but there's nothing on there's nothing else there. And I've just realized that my Twitch follow goal has been on screen this entire time. I thought I turned that off. I guess not. So let's do that. Sorry. But yeah, seriously, follow me on Twitch. Help that bar go up. I'm hoping to get 100 subs by the end of the year. I'm 4 off. You could be one of those 4, and I would be very appreciative. So Dino Beamon is a level 5, much like Paeldraman. 4 cost to evolve from blue or green, 8 to play normally, and 8000 DP. In terms of effect, I have to go back to the other list because Dino Beamon is also not listed on the wiki for his skill. Weird. So like Paeldraman, 0 cost if you're Jogress evolving with a green and blue level 4. Digivolve unsuspended with the 2 specified Digimon stacked on top of each other. Fair enough. When digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. When Jogress evolving, that Digimon doesn't unsuspend during its owner's next unsuspend phase. Huh. Okay. So, yeah, so when you evolve into it, you suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, but it doesn't unsuspend until their following turn. So not the next turn, but the turn after. That's pretty neat. And then you get the inherited skill that this Digimon gets 1000 DP for each of its colors. So for every blue or green as part of this stack, it gets another 1000 DP. That's insane. that's insane. Okay. And then we get 2, 3, 4 Dino Beamon compared to the 2 Paeldraman. But gonna do a closer look there of the Dino Beamon art. You know, it's the same art from the playmat, but still. Then we have Dual Beamon, who's just a vanilla level 5. Yeah, okay. Cool art, but, you know, nothing really else. 2 to evolve, only from green, or 6 to play normally, 7000. And we get 1, 2, 3, 4 Dual Beamon, who is there for your viewing pleasure. Better on this one. Okay. So then, getting into the next mega level, then we have Gran Cogamon, who is a beast. And again, like Imperial Darmon, there's no plastic effect on the card art here. It's just all one print, and then you have like the shiny border and the background and things. So that's kind of depressing. Not depressing. I mean that's overkill. But I do wish there was a bit more uniformity in the shiny cards, I guess. So Gran Cogamon has security attack +1, and then when he's evolving, this Digimon gets 4000 DP for the rest of the turn. So when evolving, its power goes up to 15,000. Oof, that's beefy. That is beefy, and we get 4 of him. Fair enough. So because I have this premium edition version of these decks, I have 3 Imperial Darmon and 4 Gran Cogamon. But if you're looking for 4 Imperial Darmon, you will need to get a second deck. Right? Let me just go back and recount. So I know my memory can be flaky at times, but no, 2 Imperial Darmon and the promo. So I have 3 because of the promo. Okay. Then, following on from Gran Cogamon, we have our next shiny, which is Seriously? Not on the wiki either. Okay, let me go back to this other page. It's Megadeth, because of course it is. So Megadeth is a blue and green option card. It's got the usual security ability that, you know, when it's revealed as a security card, play this card's main effect. Presumably without cost, because it just says activate the main effect. But it's 5 to play normally, and so what it does, it suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to its owner's hand. Yeah, pretty good. We get 2 of those. Then we get the Dino Beamon effect, option card, Hell Masquerade, which does... Okay, so Hell Masquerade. Its security effect is when it's revealed as a security card, it gets added to your hand. But then its main ability is you choose one of your Digimon. That Digimon gets plus 2000 DP for the rest of the turn. After that, if you have a blue Digimon in play, choose one of your Digimon. That Digimon gains Pierce, which means when this Digimon attacks and initiates a battle, if the opponent's Digimon is the only Digimon destroyed in that battle, this Digimon then checks security for the rest of the turn. Pretty good. Okay. So we get 4 Hell Masquerades. And then we get our next shiny, which is Flower Cannon. And this is a reprint of the Flower Cannon card from Booster 1. And I really do love the artwork here. Guys, I'm not going to lie. The artwork is stupid adorable. Let's see, so this is the 4th print of this card, because there was the one that came in BT1, then there was the parallel rare version, which was like the full art, and then it got a second parallel in the Tamer's Evolution box, and I've shown that one off before. Watch my video for that full artwork. But I think this might be my I do like the second parallel. This the first parallel that was released, that artwork is not fun. There's just something off about it that I don't like. But I'm sure it has a bunch of fans out there, and that's awesome. But this is definitely one of my favorite Flower Cannon artworks, if not my favorite, after the Tamer's Evolution box version. Then probably the regular one, and then obviously the first parallel. But my my chatter about the artwork aside, what does it actually do? I bring the artwork up to you guys. So it's a green option card, and it's got a security effect and a main effect. So its security effect is that it rests all opponents' Digimon that do not have blocker. Which is fair. So it puts everything to sleep. That's cute. And then its main effect is that it rests one opponent's Digimon. So that's cool. So, if it pops up as a security, it rests everything that they have unless it's a blocker. But if you just play it normally for its cost of 2, you just rest one Digimon. Very fun. And we get 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, and I like it. Again, I think the artwork is very fun. It's the best of the artworks so far, after Parallel 2 from the Tamer's Evolution box, and yeah, awesome. So yeah, and then outside of that, much like you have your rule cards, so we don't really need to go into those. But it also comes with these metallic, well, I wouldn't say metallic, but shiny memory gauges. Now, the English versions of these All Force Vmon and Dukemon starter decks did come with, their versions of these at the very least. So it just seems to be the Playmats that they left out. And I kind of see why, it's like it's extra paper, but it's also already coming with these. So do you need two sets of memory gauges? But for those curious, this one has Paeldraman on it. And then this one has Dino Beamon on it. Both pretty cool. And with that then, we move over to our second deck. Starter deck 10. The Stingmon starter deck. So, let's get set up for that then, shall we?